As states ease COVID restrictions, health officials are still warning people to be cautious. And a very busy overnight for the United States Senate as they passed the $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill.
Wanting to vacation during the pandemic? Well, coming up, you'll hear from a couple people on their idea of vacationing closer to home.
Live in high definition from your news leader, this is Jet 24 Action News at 11.
New at 11, as more and more Americans get vaccinated and the number of cases continues to decline, states have begun easing restrictions, but health officials are urging caution, especially amid some potential super spreader events. ABC's Elwin Lopez reports vaccination efforts continue to ramp up with 3 vaccines now available in the U.S.
New Hampshire's Motor Speedway hosting the state's first mass vaccination event, where 11,000 residents will receive Johnson & Johnson's single-dose vaccine this weekend. The Javits Center in New York City now open 24 hours a day.
Our goal is 5 million New Yorkers fully vaccinated by June.
Data shows COVID hospitalizations are the lowest they have been since late October, but cases nationwide remain at a high plateau, topping more than 60,000 cases a day. Still, some states have begun loosening restrictions. Texas and Mississippi ending statewide mask mandates earlier this week, and Arizona's governor lifting capacity restrictions at gyms, restaurants, and other businesses.
As long as we are requiring the 6 feet of physical distancing and the mask wearing and those other things that we've put in there, we felt comfortable.
But some health experts are urging caution.
We just can't let our guard down as these vaccines are rolling out so effectively. We still haven't quite covered all the high-risk population, and we still have variants in play. So now is not the time to take our foot off the gas.
Meanwhile, there is growing concern over some potential super spreader events as thousands flocked to southern Florida for spring break. One popular bar in Fort Lauderdale has banned anyone under 23 from out of state in an effort to curb crowds.
I think it's a very creative way to try to minimize the amount of patrons that they're going to invite into their space, because right now we're still in the midst of COVID.
And in Atlanta, which is hosting the weekend's NBA.
And moving along to our next story, following a 25-hour marathon session that included dozens of votes on last-minute amendments, the Senate approved the COVID relief bill with a vote that followed party lines. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has the story.
After a marathon session that went through the night, the Senate passed the $1.9 trillion COVID relief package early Saturday afternoon, bringing President Biden closer to a big legislative win.
I promised the American people that help was on the way. Today, I can say we've taken one more giant step forward in delivering on that promise.
The final vote, 50-49, falling along party lines. Republicans united against the plan.
The Senate has never spent $2 trillion in a more haphazard way or through a less rigorous process.
The bill includes billions of dollars in aid for states, schools, and small businesses, plus direct $1,400 payments to many Americans.
The pandemic has affected nearly every aspect of American life. So this bill spans the gamut and provides support to every part of our country.
The vote coming after the process was held up for nearly 12 hours overnight as Democrats worked to get moderate West Virginia Democrat Joe Manchin on board with a plan to extend expanded unemployment benefits through September 6th, but agreeing to keep them at $300 a week instead of $400.
This nation has suffered too much for much too long, and everything in this package is designed to relieve the suffering and to meet the most urgent needs of the nation.
Some say that stimulus check will be a big help.
To some people, $1,400 is nothing to them, but to a family like mine right now that's struggling financially, it's everything.
But others are concerned it's just not enough.
Do we get fuel this week and stay warm and not freeze to death? Or do you get food?
The bill now heads back to the House for final approval before it lands on President Biden's desk for his signature. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Here's a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers for our region and statewide. The State Department of Health reporting 27 new cases On Saturday for Erie County, the total since March of last year now stands at 17,597. Crawford County reporting 10 new cases, Warren County up 6. Chautauqua County, New York continues to report 7,663. That's total cases. Ashtabula reports no new cases on Saturday. Across Pennsylvania, 2,789 new COVID-19 cases reported, raising the total to over 946,000. The Commonwealth also reporting 55 additional deaths. That total now stands at 24,317. And in Erie County, 54,728 vaccinations have been administered. In Crawford County, the number stands at 26,861. Warren County, 7,667 shots have been given. Across Pennsylvania, over 2.8 million people have now been vaccinated. And look for this logo on our website, yourerie.com, for the latest information on where and how you can sign up for a COVID-19 vaccination. We have new information on Wednesday's fatal shooting at Bogey's Tavern on Buffalo Road. Erie police tell us a second victim that was involved in the shooting died this morning. The identity of the victim has not been released. According to the Erie County coroner, the man that died Wednesday night has been identified as 37-year-old Morris Paisley of Erie. An autopsy was done last night, showed he died of a gunshot wound to the trunk. Other victims are still recovering from injuries after multiple shots were fired inside and outside the tavern Wednesday evening. An arrest warrant has been issued for 39-year-old Danny Nicholson II. He is described as about 5'6" and about 250 pounds. If you know the whereabouts of Nicholson, you are urged to contact Erie City Police. Jet 24 Action News is your local election headquarters. Folks got the chance to meet Democratic candidates who are looking to get their names on the spring primary ballot. The inaugural Mill Creek Democrats open-air petition signing event was held at a parking lot on Peninsula Drive tonight. This is the final push for candidates to get signatures before next Tuesday's filing. Organizers say it can be hard to get signatures, especially during the pandemic. Usually they go door to door, but many people are reluctant to open their doors. Local and statewide candidates were there.
It's so important to be out here as a candidate and to meet people who are going to vote. But before you can vote for us, we actually have to be on a petition, on the ballot.
And organizers say they have held many signing events over the past few weeks. For all the latest election news anytime, you can turn to your local election headquarters on yourerie.com. And coming up after the break, many folks are thrilled to get out of the house and experience the Bayfront Convention Center's first major event since the start of the pandemic. We'll have more on the Erie RV and Sport Expo. It looks a little different this year. That's after a first look at the forecast. Craig, you look ready.
You know, I think people will want to get out of the house as we go through the week, especially. Tomorrow it's still cold. Complete forecast next.